Welcome to a very special conversation today in Harmony Fest. I do believe this is our first opportunity to chat with a sponsor, and I'm really honoured, really honoured to be chatting with Anne, who has honoured us by sponsoring Harmony Fest. If it wasn't for our sponsors, Harmony Fest would not be here, and that is the absolute truth. So thank you, Anne, for coming on and sponsoring us, and also being a stall holder and everything else that you're offering as well. So first of all, Anne, I know you're a modern mystic and you channel and everything else, and you give a voice to the power within. I love it. And you're an author, which I definitely want to talk about. Mind Your Own Vibration. I love it. Can't swear too much. Facebook will shut us down.
That's okay.
I said, thank you for joining us. Tell us about you, Anne. I really love conversations, but I want to hear who Anne is from Anne.
Thank you. Thanks. And it's an honor to be here as well. I got really excited when Julie introduced me and said, we're having this Harmony Fest, and I was just like, wow, this looks really cool and fun, and I want to be part of it. So that's why I'm here, but also because I'm just coming back into my business as a channel and a healer and these sorts of things after having taken some time off, which, there were some things that happened that kind of shut my business down a little bit. So I'm just coming back into it, and I thought, what a beautiful place to start again, so to speak, right? So essentially, I am just a girl. No. I was living a very unhappy life until about 15 years ago, when all of a sudden I had a spiritual awakening. And in that moment of my spiritual awakening, I started to hear a voice inside and outside of me, and Turns out that I'm a direct voice channel, much like Esther Hicks channels Abraham.
Yep.
I do the same with All That Is. And in that moment, I was also downloaded with what I call the wisdom teachings of All That Is. And then I was instructed, guided, invited. I was in the shower this morning, as you are, and thinking of words, and I always feel like I'm going to say I was told, but it's not that heavy, right? Because we get to make a choice. But I was guided to spend the past 10 years, pulling apart the teachings, making them practical and usable to human beings, and embodying them. And so I've come out of those 10 years, quite a few years ago now, and also teaching them for the last 10 years to my clients and to groups of people and things like that. And then I've come out of those 10 years as the embodiment of the teachings. And the teachings are obviously what's in my book here. It's about becoming so strong in your sense of inner peace and personal power that no one and nothing can take it away from you, which is really important in this day and age, particularly with what's going on in the world at the moment, the war that's about to start happening, or that's happening.
That's happening, yeah.
All of these sorts of things can take away from our inner peace. And my teaching is that for us to hold an untriggerable level of inner peace and become the frequency of peace, and then take that out into the world with us and share it with everyone else, that starts the ripple effect of world peace. And so my end goal is world peace. Not going to happen in my lifetime, and I'm okay with that, but I'm doing what I can today.
But you're planting the seeds.
Yes.
You're planting the seeds and nurturing them, and you never know. You never know what could happen. So
I do know, because, Sophia, let me tell you, when I was in my 10 years apprenticeship, I call it, with Spirit, with All That Is, they took me on a journey into the future, and I saw the world in peace.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that the world will be in peace. Totally, absolutely. But, you never know. It could be in your lifetime. You just never know. Just never know. We could have
what I can do in my lifetime, and then my next lifetime it might be the one after That's not important for me at this point in time.
Yeah, it's now. And I think the biggest thing that is important is that our world is in peace.
Yes.
And that therefore affects and helps and heals the bigger world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Inner peace, it starts with me. As I say on the cover of my book, Changing the World starts with me. I've got to become what I want the world to be, and then I can ask the world to become that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you ever so much for sharing that. Now, I have to apologize, and I just want to go back just a fraction, because your wonderful book, you said, it's mind your own vibration and stuff like that. I said unfuckable, but it's not unfuckable. it's unfuckwithable.
Yes.
Which is a little bit different. Yes. Tell us about that.
Which to me means having such a strong sense of inner peace and personal power that nobody and nothing, the person that stands in front of you and yells at you, has no effect on your sense of inner peace. The war that's happening across the world has no effect on your inner peace. So you just stay in your inner peace. Like it's kind of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
When you develop unfuckwithable inner peace, it becomes less of a roller coaster.
Roller coaster. And you stay centered.
Yes.
You stay centered and you don't get affected by external stuff. Yeah.
We want the world to be like that. We're all sitting here going, the world needs to be in peace, but I've got to do it for me first. Yes. I call myself a peaceful activist. Good. Because there are people who are out in the world demanding and fighting for, but for me, it's about becoming what I want the world to be, and then just being that in the world, and hopefully encouraging other people to do that as well.
Good. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. Really, 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 really thank you. Now, tell us a little bit, like, how did you get there? What are some steps that people can take, especially when we get affected by all the stuff that's going on? We've got so much. We've got road rage. We've got, I really believe that people are in our lives to challenge us, to make us grow, right? To make us step into that or go back into that inner peace, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But we've got to get there. So how do we actually get there?
Well, see, I love that you've said that, because I want to be very, very clear. It is a practice.
Yes.
And it's a practice of becoming, without any shame or blame, taking full responsibility for everything that's happening in your personal world. So if you are in a situation where you're feeling road rage, or you're the victim of someone's road rage, you drop into your own self and say, how did it make me feel? And then what did that make me believe about myself? And you'll find the two, what I call the trauma twins.
Yes.
That were created in moments of trauma in your childhood. Yes. And they're held in place by your lack of breathing deeply, because that's what we do when we go into trauma. We stop breathing properly.
Yes.
And breathe and just let yourself feel the thing that you need to feel.
Yes.
You can release it. I do everything very, very simple. I did a live this morning. I talked about inner peace, and I taught a process of breathing in peace and then breathing out peace, in for you and out for the world. And that was one of the very first things that I did to start to feel peaceful myself and start to embody the energy of peace. So that's the very first thing to do. Second is to, as I said, take full responsibility without any shame or blame for everything that's happening in your own personal world. And even if we're looking at the war that's happening and we're getting angry, then it's not the war that needs to change. You need to look at where the anger is coming from, mm-hmm. and what you're making the situation mean about you, and clean that up. Mm-hmm. And that way you become the change that you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And I get it. And I said, I just want to really just take a moment to honor you. Really, truly. I feel what you're doing. in my heart, and I would really love to bottle. Can we bottle Anne, please? Put it out to the universe.
It's all bottled up in a book.
In a book. Thank you. Which I have to say, and again, another great big thank you is not only are you sponsoring Sacred You, you're also offering your book as one of the prizes for the lucky draw that's happening at the end of Harmony Fest each day. So do comment. For everyone who is watching, do comment 4 times throughout the day. You can comment more. We love comments. Facebook loves comments. We all love comments because it supports everyone. It really does. You're not just sitting there talking to the internet, the ethereal world with no one listening. So when we comment, when people comment, it really supports our presenters. And I want to thank everyone to comment. But if you do comment at least 4 times, you go into the lucky draw, and Anne's book is one of those prizes. So thank you. I'm really excited. I'd love to be in the draw too, but I can't be. But you never know. I might still get your book too.
That's all right.
As well.
I'll send you a copy anyway to someone else.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll have
you're welcome to read it.
Thank you. We'll grab it. But I just really just thank you. Now, I could ask you a simple question, Anne, but I probably know the answer already. One of the questions I love asking is, if you could leave a legacy, what would it be? I'm pretty sure it would be world peace.
Well, absolutely world peace. And also, if I might, I also want to leave a financial legacy for my family.
Okay. Yes.
Because my son, and part of the catalyst for me writing the book finally after 10 years, because it's been with me for 10 years, as I did my apprenticeship with Source. The book's been there. I knew I was going to write it. I've tried to write it. It wouldn't write. I took some time off, as I mentioned right at the beginning, last year, to care for my mum, who was living with cancer at the time.
Yes.
And my son was also living with bowel cancer at the time. And he was in his 3rd year of living with bowel cancer. He had a 1-year diagnosis, they said. So he lived for an extra 3 years. But Mum died in December. He died in January. The book wanted to be written in February. So it was a big catalyst for me. And so he left behind 2 little boys. And and oh gosh, I didn't realise I'd get emotional. And his greatest wish for them was for them to attend a particular school here in Brisbane.
Yes.
And I want to leave behind the money for them to do that, and to live that life that he would have given them.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that.
So a personal one as well as the one for the whole world.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And it's such an honourable thing. I'm just going to sneeze. And I didn't even have time to mute myself. I apologise. So can I ask you then, and that's a wonderful legacy for the world and for your family, and I really like it how you are about your family as well. I mean, we live, we do want to be peaceful beings, and I think we've forgotten about the being part, and we're the human doings. But we also live in a 3D world. And we do have family, and we do have all the responsibilities of being in a body. So I just really, really want to honour you that, because you are practical and grounded in that way.
I myself on that.
Yeah. So thank you. Tell us, what about your superpower? What would your superpower be?
Gosh, someone once said to me that my superpower was empathy. That I was a cheerleader and a great person to have at the behind you, and I've always been the person that's supported everyone and cheered everyone, and while I agree with that, I think that what I'd like to say here is that we all have the ability to draw down, so to speak, our next evolutionary level gifts and spiritual abilities. In that moment of awakening that I had, all of my clairs opened up in that moment. And I had the most extraordinary experiences, some of which I talk about in the book. And so these gifts are available to everyone. and to anyone if you want them. I made the choice to become the voice channel, and that was my focus. And so all of the clears come into action when that happens. So for me, my superpower is that I can actually, when I'm doing my work with people, I step into their energy field and become one with them, and just become one with all that is, so to speak, which leaves nothing out, and just provide for people whatever it is that they need from me, without any doubt, without any fear, any of those sorts of things. I just become one with you. I could feel what you're going through. I can heal what you're going through because I could feel it, and these sorts of things.
Good. So people can come and see you? People
I
can
do
get
everything online.
readings from you?
I do everything online.
Online, yeah. People do online. So for everyone's
welcome to just connect with me and ask how they can.
Yeah. Well, we will be putting all your links in the comments as soon as we finish the conversation. Absolutely, and things like that. But before we leave, and before we finish, is there anything else that you would like to offer? And in fact, can I ask you a different question?
Sure.
Is there any question that I could have asked, and how would have you answered?
Gosh, you know what? I like to say that everything is always perfect and life is happening for me and you can't get it wrong. And so for me, that question is kind of, no, how could there possibly be anything that you could have asked because that just doesn't exist in my world. So what I would say, just to end the conversation, is to say that I've lived the experience of life being perfect, of nothing ever going wrong. And if something isn't supposed to be, then it's not. So if it is, then it's supposed to be.
Good.
And that's the truth of what we're moving into evolutionarily. And, I just want to bring everyone there now.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you. Like, I really believe no matter what is going on, it's meant to.
Yeah.
Wherever we are, we think we need to be somewhere else. We need to be doing something else. We need to do. It's like, no, be in the moment and know wherever we are, whatever's going on, it is divinely organized. It is perfect in that situation, right? It may change in the next minute.
Yep.
But in that moment, we are exactly where we're meant to be. And that's all we really have to focus on.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
One of the beautiful things that all that is often says is that you were born perfect and you haven't changed yet.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. You were born perfect and you haven't changed yet. Oh my God. Can I use that?
Which is just such a beautiful reminder
to
everyone that you're not getting anything wrong. You're not wrong in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So let go of all that.
Sorry, just having a
coffee.
It keeps me going. And I get it. I love it. You were born perfect and you haven't changed yet. Oh my God, can we get that out to the world? I can see that, as one of those bumper stickers.
I'll tell you what, I've got a quote, meme. I'll pop it into the group as one of my posts today.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Really. That's gone, it's really, really strong. Let's make that the motto for the world.
Yes.
We're born perfect, and nothing has changed.
Wouldn't it change everything if we all understood that there is nothing wrong with us?
Wrong with us. Nothing, no matter what it is.
Yep.
All right. Thank you ever so much. Truly, truly, truly. I really, really appreciate you for joining us. And like I said, I just really want to honour you for sponsoring for the Harmony Fest. Love to talk to you again sometime soon, Anne, about everything else that you're offering. But for people who are watching, do hang on. We will be putting Anne's links in the comments very, very soon. Do visit Anne's virtual stall album here in the Sacred You Facebook group. We are live on all different platforms, so we will be putting all those links in. So you can, and come and check out Anne's lives as well. There's some amazing stuff in that as well. So thank you, Anne. Really, it's been a joy to talk to you.
And thank you, Sophia, because this has been the way you bring people together. It's very special.
Thank you. And again, if I can say, I really think that this is, we're talking about everything is perfect, everything is meant to be, it's all divinely organized. And for me, Sacred You is all organized by the universe, right? Yeah. And this whole Harmony Fest, this is our first time of bringing such a big thing together. So we're using this as an experiment. But it's only going to get bigger and better because it's all guided by the universe.
Yay.
Yay. Looking for the next one. Thank you, Anne, and we'll be talking very, very, very soon.